Alright folks, welcome to the next video. So today we're talking about the Peloponnesian War. Alright, so last time we talked about the Persian War, which was between the Persians and the Greeks. Okay, this time we're talking about the Peloponnesian War. Now as you can see from the map here, the Peloponnesian War is between Athens and Sparta. Okay, so in the Persian War, Athens and Sparta fought together to fight off the Persians, but in the Peloponnesian War, okay, they're fighting against each other for like control, power, resources, all these things. So why did it start? Okay, so remember in the Persian War, we had the creation of this Delian League, okay? So the Delian League, okay, was started by Athens, okay, other city-states contributed to it, but Athens basically comes to dominate the Delian League, okay? And this will essentially be an Athenian empire. So they'll start controlling other city-states via trade, via persuasion, military persuasion if they have to. Okay, they'll control colonies overseas across the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so as you see here, Athens would kind of control city-states here, they'd control city-states here, and these people would basically be not really ruled by Athens, but definitely heavily influenced. So Sparta doesn't like all this wealth and influence that the Athenians have, and they form their own league called the Peloponnesian League. Okay, so jealousy and kind of competition between these two groups is eventually going to lead to a war. Now, the strategy for either side. For Sparta, as we know, the Spartans, they had the best army. Okay, so the Spartans had traditionally just the best army around all of Greece, and their strategy was kind of invade their territory, try and draw them out into a head-to-head battle, destroy crops if necessary, and then once you get in that head-to-head battle, the Spartans would be able to win. So with Athens, the strategy is the opposite. Their strength is their navy. So if you remember the battle at Salamis, okay, the Athenians beat the Persians, even though they were outnumbered. Alright, so they're going to choose to avoid land battles and look for an opportunity to attack at the sea. So, Pericles. Who the heck is Pericles? You might be asking yourself. Okay, well, we learned about him a couple videos ago, but he's basically, okay, the leader of Athens. Okay, he's one of the big important leaders of Athens. So he wants to wait until he has that opportunity to attack from the sea. Okay, the Spartans don't want to give him that opportunity, so they march on Athens. They burn crops along the way. So typically, this would be like a city, for example, Athens, and they'll control the surrounding region here, maybe more territory as they expand. Okay, the food, the crops, all that food, that would be out here growing on farms. Okay, so the farms are going to be out here, not inside the city walls. Okay, so the walls are here. Those farmers, those food producers aren't protected. So the Spartans are going to burn all the crops along the way, and they're going to force these Athenians who live on the outskirts, okay, to retreat into the city. So we're going to have a lot of Athenians squeeze into a tight space. This will lead to a plague, which is going to kill a third of the Athenian population, including Pericles himself. So in 421 BCE, both sides are going to sign a truce. Now here's kind of a picture of that plague in Athens. Here's what it might have looked like. Okay, we see a lot of sick people on the streets, some people coughing, okay, some dead people, people being carried out here, possibly to be burned as well. Okay, so overall, devastating plague for Athens. So, we have that truce. Now in 415 BCE, Athens will renew the conflict by attacking the city-state of Syracuse on the island of Sicily. Okay, so as you can see from this picture here, here's Athens, okay, and here's Sparta, but Sicily's way out here, and I'm going to show you a map in a second. But Sicily is way out, okay, way out here. So the Athenians decide to strike kind of some Spartan allies that live in Sicily, and they think that this will deal a blow to the Spartans. Okay, unfortunately, that Athenian force will be destroyed at Syracuse, and that's going to be kind of a crippling blow for the Athenians. The war will continue on until Athens finally loses and surrenders in 404 BCE. So why is the Peloponnesian War significant? Okay, first of all, number one, it leads to a downfall of Athens as an empire. So remember that Delian League? Okay, Delian League might be a good thing to know when talking about the Athenians. They're in control of that Delian League. That's basically an Athenian empire, and the Spartans defeat it, and basically Athens no longer important as an empire, or no longer dominant as an empire. And that's going to slow down cultural advances. So we had that big plague, we had warfare, we had crops burning, we had people killing each other. So when all that's happening, you don't have time to be, engaged in philosophy. So cultural advances, art, sciences, philosophy, they're going to decline during this period and afterwards. Political power will get weakened. Okay, the Greeks overall will be weaker. Sparta and Athens, when you kill each other for 30 years, both sides are going to be weaker than they started out. And it prevents the creation of a unified Greece, which will create an opening for outside invasion, which we're going to see get done by a guy named Philip of Macedon, who we're going to learn about in the next video. Okay, Philip II of Macedon. Alright, so that's Peloponnesian War. Thanks for watching. And as always, Mr. Nolan has smelly feet.